Alright, so I'm about to read to you something that's about almost 5,000 years old from a man named Ptahhotep. Who he was a man in Egypt that was said to be 110 years old. And back then, that would have given him great authority. Even now, people would be like, oh, 110 years old. And like, what do you know? So people in Egypt, they believed that older people had power because the younger people could come talk to them about the way they used to live life. And then the younger people could then take that knowledge and pass it down to their friends and peers. And that was they saw that as something like the older people were giving God to the younger people, and they actually believed that dead people were closer to God also. So if you read the writings of dead people, you're actually reading more divine writing. So what they this I read this and I thought that if we had been following these rules for the past almost 5,000 years, we would have had a much better culture, a much better world. And I'm going to start reading it. It might take more than one video, but this is called Ptahhotep's Seboyet. And what that word means, Seboyet, it means instructions in Egyptian. And some people translate it kind of like magic words. But it's not real magic, it's just instructions. So anyway, he was also the first person to write about being old. So here's where it starts. It's him talking about being old. O king, my lord, age is here, old age has arrived. Feebleness came, weakness grows. Childlike, one sleeps all day. Ears are dim, eyes are dim, ears are deaf. Strength is waning through weariness. The mouth silenced speaks not. The heart void recalls not the past. The bones ache throughout. Good has become evil. All taste is gone. What age does to people is evil in everything. Though the nose clogged breathes not. Painful are standing and sitting. May this servant be ordered to make a staff of old age, so as to tell him the words of those who heard, the ways of the ancestors who have listened to the gods. May such be done for you, so that strife may be banned from the people, and the two shores may serve you, said the majesty of this God. Instruct him then in sayings of the past. May he become a model for the children of the great. May obedience enter him and the devotion of him who speaks to him. No one is born wise. Alright, and then, so from there, he wrote 37 instructions for his son to be king, and it's really for everybody, but I'm pretty sure they said that he directed it at his son, and so I'm going to read those now. It might take, this video might run out of video, and then I'll just post two videos, but yeah, just look it up if you want to hear the rest. Alright, don't be proud of your knowledge, consult the ignorant and wise. The limits are not reached, no artist's skills are perfect, good speech is more hidden than greenstone. Yet it may be found among the maids at the grindstones. If you meet a disputant in action, a powerful man superior to you, find your arms, bend your back. To flout him will not make him agree with you. Make little of the evil speech. By not opposing him while he's in action, he will be called an ignoramus. Your self-control will match his pile of words. If you meet a dispute... Oh, so I'm going to start telling you what number I'm on. I'm number 3 now, sorry. If you meet a disputant in action who is your equal on your level, you will make your worth exceed his by silence, while he is speaking evilly. There will be much talk by the hearers. Your name will be good in the mind of the magistrates. 4. If you meet a disputant in action, a poor man, not your equal, do not attack him, because he is weak. Let him alone, and he will confute himself. Do not answer him to relieve your heart. Do not vent yourself against your opponent. Wretched is he who injures a poor man. One will wish to do what you desire. You will beat him through the magistrate's reproof. Magistrates are like the officials of the nation. 5. If you are a man who leads, who controls the affairs of many, seek out every beneficent deed, that your conduct may be blameless. Great is justice, lasting in effect, unchallenged since the time of Osiris. One punishes the transgressor of laws. Though the greedy overlooks this, baseness may seize riches, yet crime never lands its wares. In the end, it is justice that lasts. Man says, it is my father's ground. When it says justice, I'm pretty sure this is like an English translation. What he said in the past is Mot. Mot is the universe, the fact that we exist, the fact that the earth exists, the fact that the Big Bang happened. Mot is just the constancy of the universe. And he's saying, no matter what you do, the universe will always be constant. You're not going to change the flow of the universe by deciding that you have a different will. It's going to end up happening whether you like it or not, is basically what he's saying. Okay, 6. Do not scheme against people. God punishes accordingly. If a man says, I shall live by it, he will lack bread for his mouth if he says he'll live by stealing. If a man says, I shall be rich, he will have to say, my cleverness has snared me. If he says, I will snare for myself, he will be unable to say, I snared for my profit. If a man says, I will rob someone, he will end up being given to a stranger. People's schemes do not prevail. God's command is what prevails. Mot is what he would have said, actually. Live in the midst of peace. What they give comes by itself. If you are one among guests at the table of one greater than you, take what he gives as it is set before you. Look at what is before you. Don't shoot many glances at him. Oh, this is 7, sorry. Don't shoot many glances at him. Molesting him offends the cop. Don't speak to him unless he summons one. Unless he summons. One does not know what may displease. Speak when he addresses you. Then your words will please the heart. The nobleman, when he is behind food, behaves as his ka commands him. He will give to him who he favors. It is the custom when night has come. It is the ka that makes his hand reach out. The great man gives to the chosen man. Thus eating is under the counsel of God. A fool is who complains of it. So don't complain about food you're given if you got it for free. And ka is they believe in like 3 types of spirit that you have. Like your read into Ka. It's Ka, and then I think there's. I'll have to look up the other 2. One of them's depicted as a winged head. One of them's depicted as a feather or something, or a heart. I can't. I'll make another video about that. Those things. Number 8. If you are a man of trust, sent by one great man to another, adhere to the nature of him who sent you. Give his message as he said it. Guard against reviling speech, which embroils one great with another. Keep to truth, don't exceed it, but an outburst should not be repeated. Do not malign anyone, great or small. The Ka abhors it. They're saying if you're given a task, just do it. Don't try to add your own little spin on it, because you could end up messing up the whole plan. But alright, I'm going to stop here and then go to the next one. This is a 7-minute video, so I'm probably going to run out of video soon. So I'm going to read the rest on a second video. So alright, peace.